one thing that I wanted to have clarified, and I have to say I'm not I know this was on my list to ask a while ago, but I don't know if we ever, so sorry if I'm asking it again. But
Maybe it'll be a different answer this time.
and that may happen. So with a lot of our things like our meditations and our intensives and satsangs, you say that you're facilitating.
Yes.
So I was wondering if we can kind of get into detail about what does it really mean when you're facilitating. So like people, I feel like people don't really get it. Like they think that you're just sitting there and monitoring, sort of, you know?
Well, let's see. So if someone facilitates a high school class, what does it mean?
Well, they should be teaching, making sure everybody's staying on track, assisting where needed, and facilitating them and getting to where they need to be or reaching that goal.
Right. And if someone is facilitating their son in learning how to ride a bicycle, what does that mean?
That means running alongside with them.
Right.
Yeah.
And using their wisdom to give them tips on how to stay stable and how to turn and navigate and things to watch out for. And right. So spiritual facilitation isn't different than any of that, in that because I have walked a certain path, I have wisdom from that path, and I utilize that when I am working with people, whether it's doing this right here, or if we're in satsang or whatever, or one-on-one work. Part of it is that. And then the greatest part of it, and this is where the word facilitation, I use that to point to how I help with meditation very specifically. And this is where it is confusing. That level of facilitation, it means that unlike, let's say you go to a group meditation at a yoga center or something. And in that meditation, someone puts on some pretty music, and then you're all sitting in a circle or however you get comfortable and you're doing your meditation. So you're all there together, but it's like an individual meditation for everybody. Mm-hmm. So it's different for the kind of meditation work I do. Now I can do that one-on-one with people. But if I facilitate you one-on-one, or if I facilitate a group, what that means is that during the course of that meditation, the energies that I'm capable of being a conduit for are allowed to come through and then do their work on everybody in that room to continue to lift and lift and lift, and to allow for whatever energetics, whatever levels of consciousness or aspects of consciousness it's the time for them to be released. That energy that can come and move through me can work to transmute it and, get it off of the person that's been carrying it. And there's a movement of energy. It kind of comes up and has to move through me. And that's what that is. The same thing's happening during satsang. It's the same thing. And that's why it's been an age-old tradition for people to gather for satsang. And maybe you have another word that you would use for that, but just a place where you have someone who carries knowledge and experience and people come to be in their presence. It is because it's the energy. It's not the individual. Remember, it's the self that shows up, and the energy of the self is very powerful. So when you're in that space, it does affect your consciousness, and people recognize that. That's why it's been such a tradition. for people to want to go to people like that and sit in meditation with them, or just to sit and let the person speak, or, you know, whatever the person's going to do. But that's because that's exactly what they're doing. They're facilitating the shifting of their consciousness. And it's the only word I can think to use for it is just to say you're facilitating, you know, you're assisting. And it's not, don't understand me, this is not done from the level of the doer. It's not as if I'm sitting there and like focused on, okay, lift. Like, it doesn't work like that. So when I'm doing my thing, like the personal me is just not there. So the energy is just moving, and whatever's being said is being said because it needs to be said in the moment. And whatever energetic is moving is because in that moment, that's the energetic that needs to move. So there's no me, there's like no me outside of it looking in going, oh, I don't know about that, or, ooh, don't say that, or, ooh, like none of that exists. Not even remotely. That's where the power is. The power is personal self has nothing to do with this. And it's just this flow of pure, very, very pure energy that comes in that most people don't have an opportunity to be around very often, if ever, right? So when you do have the opportunity and you have someone who can carry an energetic like that, and you have a chance to be in meditation with them, even if it's at a distance, but they're linked into you, because, you know, space and time are relative concepts. So if you're linked in together, there can be very powerful work done there. And of course, you know this because you do energy work the same way. And it's the same exact thing. There's no you involved in doing that work. It takes over, it does what it needs to do. And, you know, people thank you for it. But you know that you don't take credit for it, not on a personal level. Right. Yeah. It's the same thing.